In a month since Israel began its retaliatory strikes on Gaza, cities have been razed to rubble and thousands have been displaced. In our next report, we take a look back at the 1 month of death and destruction that has rained on the densely populated narrow strip.
When Hamas rained missiles on Israel on October 7th, the fate of millions in Gaza was doomed. But Hamas did not stop at missile attacks. More than 1,400 people were killed by rampaging militants in the brutal multi-pronged attack by the Hamas, killing at will, taking men, women and children hostage. Israel made it clear it would revenge the attacks all out, pledging to wipe out the terrorists, a vow to settle for no less. Even before clearing its territory of Hamas insurgents, Israel started its indiscriminate bombing of the Gaza Strip. Less than 2 days after the Hamas attack, Israel ordered a complete siege of Gaza. No food, no water and no fuel for an indefinite period. For Gaza's 2.1 million residents, the United Nations would later call it an unjustified collective punishment inflicted on Gazans. In the coming days, as Israeli airstrikes continued to hit residential buildings, refugee camps, even UN shelters, hospitals ran out of essential medical supplies. Cities ran out of clean water, and Gaza was plunged into darkness. If that was not enough, Israel airdropped an ultimatum for residents of Gaza. Leave your homes and move south, said Israeli leaflets dropped in northern Gaza. But the Gazans had nowhere to go. The Rafah crossing between Egypt and Gaza remains closed for Palestinians. Thousands took refuge in mosques, schools, UN camps and on the streets. All this as Israel prepared for the next stage in the war, amassing troops and tanks near Gaza, preparing for an all-out ground invasion. But the indiscriminate airstrikes continued on Gaza, and the Palestinian toll continued to mount. Amid the chaos, a hospital was bombed in Gaza City, reportedly killing nearly 500 people. Israel denied its role in the attack, but Palestinian groups still blame Israel. The very next day, a church sheltering hundreds of displaced Palestinians was pounded by an Israeli airstrike. With little aid from outside, Gazans had no option but to suffer. Hospitals running out of supplies, scarcity of clean water and relentless Israeli bombing. Finally, on the 21st of October, the first trucks with aid crossed into Gaza from Egypt. But Gazans needed more. They still do. Israeli forces have marched well into Gaza. Look ahead and only an uncertain darkness lingers. A month into this war, there's no light in sight in this bleak tunnel. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.